Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? Back in the house on a Saturday, getting ready to talk a little bit of fantasy football. Snafu can't be here tonight. I have a few family engagements, so you're just stuck with me tonight. And here we go. Got to get some stats in, and just talk a few things fantasy football tonight. It is a crazy week. I even heard
Stuck
about
with me tonight, and
no way.
here we go. Got to get some stats in, and just talk.
Haven't done that in forever. Thought I had that handled, but I guess not. That's all right. That's all right. It's been a while. Oh, man, I swear I used to do that 9 out of 10 times going live. It was just ridiculous. Oh, also ridiculous. What was up with me hearing about ESPN's Fantasy Football League? You could sign Taysom Hill up. He's for a tight end. I mean, he plays all over the place and has played there, but as soon as he got locked in for quarterback, I don't know. I don't know if they should have switched that. I guess if it's been that way all season, but that's just crazy. It's basically like if you have a standard league, all of a sudden you have two quarterbacks in. That's a lot of extra points for some lucky players out there, whoever's in that league. But anybody else out there, I would not suggest putting that man in. Taysom gets crazy and he does some fancy plays and has a good time out there, but that's when Breeze is in the house. And without Breeze, I would not count on him. There's just no way. But then again, I wasn't really counting on Jameis that much. Everybody else was going nuts for Jameis Winston, and I did not think that he was going to do it. What's good, JD? I see you out there. What's up, buddy? Let me know if you want to BS some fantasy football. We're just up here just having a good time. Let's get to you did pretty good last week in the micro league. For the micro leagues, I'll put them up here real quick for anybody else who hears this in the first couple of minutes and wants to put it down in the chat if you hear it before tomorrow. This is just for fun. I take 5 of what I think are going to be the hardest to call, closest games, and we try to pick who can pick out the most winners. And our man JD went 3 for 5. He picked Detroit, Miami, Denver, and Buffalo, and Minnesota. Just got Denver and Buffalo wrong. I went 4 for 5. I went Washington, Miami, Vegas, Arizona, and Minnesota. So I got the Washington one. How did Detroit win that by 3 points? That was just gross. Andy went 3 for 5. Detroit, Chargers, Denver, Arizona, Minnesota. So of course he lost the Chargers and Detroit, Denver. And Jake went, just like me, 4 for 5. He went Detroit, Miami, Vegas, Arizona, and Chicago was his only loss. So Andy and JD, 3 for 5 on the year so far, since we're just going to go start from this year on. And me and Jake are 4 for 5. Anybody else that wants to get in on that? My games for this week, do I have those up here yet? I think that's going to be on the other page. Let's see here. My micro games for this week are going to be Washington versus Cincinnati, Atlanta versus New Orleans, Detroit versus Carolina, Green Bay versus Indy, Rams versus the Bucks. So if you want to put your pick in there, who you think is going to win those 5 games, and we'll see who has the most points at the end of the year for the micro games. Oh, what's good? So you got your ass kicked last week, knew it would happen. This week might be different. I feel the same way, man. I'm on a steep learning curve trying to figure out that Fab League, and absolutely, we're gonna try to get that figured out. And because I did better this week than I did last week, and I feel like I'm gonna do a whole lot better this week than I did last week. So as long as we keep climbing up in the right direction, that's all you can really ask. But yeah, it's a lot of fun doing those daily leagues. I've never done that before. That's pretty cool. Having a good time with that. I like it. As far as the other games, real quick for the waiver wire sleepers, I hit pretty hard. I said check out Josh Reynolds. That was on a lot of waivers, and he did pretty good. He's a big body in the red zone, and he put up 17-4 for you. I also told you to look out for Hakeem Grant and for Miami, and he put up 14.3, almost 15 points for you. So, I mean, somebody that you're just looking for desperation points, if you listened and picked one of them up, I'm sure they might have actually helped you along the way in the victory. The other biggest, it seemed like with the biggest waiver wire pickups were like Mike Davis, Duke Johnson, J.D. McKissick, Jerry Jeudy, and the only one who did anything was J.D. McKissick, 17.9. Everybody else nobody got 10 except for Jerry Jeudy, who got 10.8. So definitely my sleepers definitely picked up higher than what the average waiver wire was, so wasn't too shabby about that. And our picks, it sucks Andy's not here. We can't go through it, but he had 5 wins. I had 6 wins. And, yeah, don't even need to go through all that because he's not here. So, yeah, not too shabby, not too shabby. As far as picking the games, Andy went 10 for 13, one of his best yet. I only went 8 for 13, but, winning. That's a winning one. Can't be too mad. Jake Cruz went 9 for 13. So, yeah, absolutely holding it down and picking a whole lot more right than wrong. So, pretty happy about that. Can't be too mad. Oh, man, what is going to happen going on? Your call coming up. Let me know. Let me answer this. No, name that again slower. Oh, definitely. I put it up there, and, yeah, we'll get it in. But the five that we're doing are Washington versus Cincinnati, Atlanta versus New Orleans, Detroit versus Carolina, Green Bay versus Indy, the Rams versus the Bucks on Monday night. So try to pick the winner, who's going to take who down, and we'll see how it keeps going in that direction. Oh, man, so crazy. I got to tell you, man, I am in desperation mode on my fantasy. I don't know what's going on. I played the second worst scorer in the league last week, and still it's like as soon as Dak went down, it's like I held it down for a couple of weeks, and it's just been on a downward spiral. We got to pick it back up. It basically seems like every game that I don't have Chris Carson in or a Kittle in, I'm just busted. And yeah, I tell you what, with Carson and Kittle, my first 2 picks going down and out, it's hard to compete. I'm not going to lie. It is hard to keep it up. All right, JD, I'll get that written in for you and get that pick down for your picks. Definitely. But yeah, man, it is rough. I am in a must-win situation. Basically, I need to win out at this point, and it is. I actually think I can do it. I mean, when my team was on the field, I put up more points than anybody's put up basically in this league ever, up over 200. But it's just been impossible to keep my entire team healthy and on the field. It's been nuts. Oh, man, yeah, it's just too hard to compete when you lose your top players. I mean, it's messed up. And, I mean, it's happened to most people. I mean, basically most people, unless you picked up Zeke, most of your top players went down this season. And even if you have Zeke, does it really matter? I mean, what's Zeke doing for anybody this year? So it's almost like the entire first round of this year's NFL 2020 draft is just like 2020, just up in smoke and obsolete. I mean, just a big kick in the crazy. Super flex spot, Tom Brady or Alex Smith? I got to tell you, I'm not a huge fan of Tom Brady this week. Man, that Rams defense is tougher than people think, and Alex Smith has been getting better and better. And Alex Smith is actually my crazy pick of the week. I don't think he's going to throw not 1, not 2, but I think for the first time all year, he comes in with a 3-banger. So, yeah, he hasn't thrown a touchdown all year. I think he comes in tomorrow and throws 3 of them. So, yeah, if I'm flexing Tom Brady or Alex Smith, I'm actually taking Alex Smith there. That's basically my sleeper of the week. All right, JD, definitely I'll talk to you. Have a good one. And, yeah, good luck with your picks tomorrow. We'll see how you hold it down. Oh, what's good? Yep, let me know any other questions, Varun. Welcome. And we're going to keep it moving here in a little bit. I got to get his picks down, Bengals, Saints, and Panthers before it goes. Bengals, Saints, and Carolina. Along with, what were your last 2 real quick? Packers and Bucks. Green Bay and Tampa Bay. Boom. JD picks, and you're in there, brother. Gotcha. Gonna get it in. But yeah, man, this is it's a crazy. I had so many different questions for Andy. See which one. So many different picks, questions coming in. Who's gonna be who's gonna have the better game? It's gonna be a tough one this week. But get it in. I'll try to answer some of these for you. basically the effect of Taysom Hill. I mean, how much is that going to affect Kamara and Thompson? I think a whole bunch. I actually think Jameis will come in. I mean, I think Taysom Hill might just be kind of a decoy. They'll start him for like maybe the first series, and then basically Jameson will come in. I just, even like I said, everybody else was so hype. I know Jameis is a lot bigger, deeper threat downfield. He likes to just wing it and throw the ball downfield, but he also doesn't care and throws a lot of interceptions. So maybe he's honed that up, maybe he hasn't. But it sounds more like he hasn't if Sean Payton's not wanting to put him in. So I don't know. I think that's just a bummer situation. You got Kamara dealing with that foot injury. He says he's good to go, but is he really good to go? I mean, it's tough to call, man. I don't run into foot injuries, so aka Chris Carson. Oh, let him come back next week and be okay because we need him for this run. We can do it. We win out, but we need Chris Carson in the lineup to do it because my other running back is Jonathan Taylor doing nothing. And Connors, what is going on with James Conner? Like, I don't know what's going on in Pittsburgh. It's like, Ben, it doesn't matter if he's got 2 busted knees or not. He just goes in there and throws for 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns, and it's unbelievable. Until I pick him up, I'll pick him up for 1 game on a bye 1 week, and that'll be the week he throws 5 interceptions. It's unbelievable. So I just stay away from Big Ben. But God, even on 2 busted knees, that guy is absolutely crushing it this year. Just what is going on in Pittsburgh? And I got some of it. I got the one and only running back there. I mean, he's basically dominating all carries and just not doing anything with it. So I don't understand what's going on with my man James Conner. It's getting absolutely ridiculous. Oh, what do we got going on? Pick 4 PPR. We got Burkhead, Myers, Rojo, Duke. Oh, Duke Johnson and Michael Thomas, Godwin. Man, I just told you I don't like Michael Thomas. I'm not a huge fan of Godwin. I do like Claypool. Pick 4. Burkhead, not a big fan of Burkhead because you got Harris and you got Sony Michel who just got healthy out there. So who knows what the hell Bellatrix is going to be doing out there. Myers. So I guess I'm going. That is tough. I guess I'm going. Man, that is ugly. I guess you have to go Duke Johnson. You have to go Claypool. You cross your fingers with Michael Thomas. And then Burkhead, Myers, or Rojo. I guess you have to cross your fingers and, man, Myers or Rojo. I think I'd go with Myers. So I'd go with Myers, Claypool, Thomas, and Duke Johnson. And, I can't go with Burkhead or Godwin. I'd sit those 2. Yeah, that's a tough call. Those are some close ones. And that's how it's going to be this week. It's just going to be flip them and pick them and pray you picked and put the right person in because, it's so close, so close. Is a sleeper Kerryon Johnson this week? I know a lot of people are leaning since our man Swift out there in Detroit is out with a concussion. Everybody's talking that Peterson's the way to go, and it probably is, but Kerryon Johnson, I mean, that could be the sleeper pick of the week if they end up splitting it and he ends up busting 1 or 2 or scores. I mean, Kerryon Johnson could be the sweet dark horse of the week. You never know, and I'm sure he's on most people's waiver wires. But, yeah, again, how's Big Ben? I mean, how is he even better on 2 busted knees? Like, I don't even understand. But his outlook this week, does it get a little bit worse? I mean, I don't know. I think he's going to throw for 5 more touchdowns. It's like Big Ben is out of his mind this week. That guy's probably going to be a top 5 quarterback. Matt Stafford has a hurt thumb. Sounds like he's going to play, but, I mean, obviously he's the most pass-heavy quarterback in the league. Do you really want to trust him with a busted thumb? I don't know about Matt Stafford this week. I might watch out for that guy. Devonta Adams, if he's a no-go, who has a bigger game this week? MVS, Lazard, or maybe even Tunyon. Man, I got to say, they wanted to Lazard in, but I don't know. MVS might just be the way to go. He had last week, and Lazard still. I mean, if they like to be extra careful out there in Green Bay with their players. So if they really do want to ease him in, and Adams is out, it might be another heavy dose of MVS out there. But I mean, I don't know. A lot of people are saying, Lazard, they might force him in. If Adams is out, he might just have to go. But again, they like to be extra careful out there. So I think I'm more in the corner. MVS had a decent game last week. I think he comes out and you had another. For once, you actually have a back-to-back game of MVS. Oh man, hold on. We might have another guest host. What's up? I don't know if she's still muting me. Hold on one sec. Jeez. Might be having a guest host coming on here and help answer some of these questions, giving you a better perspective. And he knows a lot of the technical ins and outs than I do probably. So we'll see what he has to say. Boom. Oh yeah, definitely save some of these and see what he has to say about them. But yeah, it's unbelievable. Do the Seahawks revert to a committee backfield to try to keep Carson healthy for the playoff run? I mean, not obviously, but I mean, it's a pretty good chance that we got it's a pretty good chance that the Seahawks are going to the playoffs. So it's like, are they going to try to keep? Are they going to try to keep him healthy? I don't know. I don't know. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm just going to try to get on here and try to get another guest in with us. So give me 1 second. Let's see if I know how to do this. This is going to be copy. Let's see if I can get this in. See if the Mac holds it down doing about 10 things at once. But I have faith in it. I have faith in the Mac. 15 windows open, composing emails, running Chrome and Safari. But I think we can do it. Come on. I know you can. All right, let's see. Just sorry about this, everybody, but trying to do this on the fly. See if we can make this work. Boom. Be a lot more fun if we can get two people in here. It's always more fun when you can bounce, see different people's views and ideas. All right. See if you can get there and get on there and see if we can get more of a professional's point of view. Because, like I've said before, I do not have tons of paper and names and all the players, like what's going on. This is all just from memory, what I've seen so far this year and what I feel is going to happen, just basically all coming from the gut. So, yeah, just basically what I've seen. Don't have a bunch of stat sheets out in front of me or anything like that. So take it with a grain of salt. But, yeah, so far it hasn't been the worst year, I got to say. Been pretty decent. Pretty decent, not going to lie. Yeah, I'll see him when he comes in. We'll get there. Oh man, it's getting to be tough. It seems like they're both so 50-50, but man, we'll see what our man has to say. But who is gonna have more points coming out of that Washington football team backfield? Is it gonna be McKissick or Gibson? Man, I think it was Gibson by a nose last week. It was so close. Hold on 1 second. Boom. All right. Sorry about this. Just trying to get this handled. Oh, sorry about this, everybody. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Yep. We got him coming in. He's getting set up and getting ready, so we'll definitely have another person coming in. So boom. Got another little fantasy guru. Boom, 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 bada boom. Thank goodness, it's nice and mellow. Not too many people holding in the back, so this is a good time to silent and these technical difficulties worked out. Almost killed the stream, start another one, but we're going to let it roll. Let it roll. Talking some fantasy football, trying to get to the fantasy bowl. Oh, man, is Jeff playable? Can't wait to hear his opinion on that, because so far, my goodness, how do you not score a touchdown on the Seattle Seahawks? My boys, I mean, come on, but good Lord. Everybody and their mother, their grandmother, their brother, everybody's putting up points on the backfield of them. How did Joff throw for 300 yards and not put up any points? Absolutely amazing. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
What is up?
Ender, what's good? How you doing, big man?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Nice. Welcome to the stream. Just up here BSing some fantasy football and seeing if we can put up some picks and see how many we can guess right for tomorrow.
I'm always down. I'm a degenerate at heart.
It's always when's not a good time to talk some fantasy football.
Exactly.
Oh man, just got some quick ones that I was just going over. Like, what do you think the effect of Taysom Hill is going to be now that they're not going to play Jameis? So they say. I mean, how bad is that going to impact Kamara and Thomas?
I don't think it's going to impact them too much. Kamara's still going to put up his numbers. Thomas, I think, is going to get hurt just because I don't think Hill has the accuracy that Breeze does, or even Winston sometimes has. I think it's going to be a lot more of, play action, read, screens and whatnot.
I think Kamara's even going to be impacted with that hurt foot. I think he's trying to downplay it a little more than it is. And like I said, with Taysom back there, now Kamara's going to try to do more than he even usually has to. And it could be an ugly situation quick.
Yeah. I'd have to say I'm surprised you're not wearing like any Miami stuff.
Oh, I switch it up every week. Every week we grab another one out of the Hall of Fame collection and put it in.
Okay, good. I like the Seahawks.
Absolutely. Switched up, had to go with Largent, and yeah, every single week it's something different. So yeah, we roll this up. Oh, we had Van Rum had a question. Pick 4 for PPR. Burkhead, Myers, Rojo, Duke Johnson, Michael Thomas, Godwin, and Claypool. Pick 4.
We'll go Claypool because obviously in that offense they're going to be throwing a lot. Claypool obviously is like, a baby Megatron. He's going to be putting up the numbers. He's been pretty consistent. Except that one game he had off where he got like 2 yards tap at every other week. He's, been decent. Godwin, just because that offense, it's Tom Brady, he has Tom Brady throwing to him. So, you can't, that can't be that bad. Probably go with Rojo also because in the offense, a lot of check downs with Tom Brady. I've noticed, especially when he was at New England, tons of check downs. Just kind of give him what what the defense gives you, and then probably Burkhead just because like New England, he always gets a lot of check downs, a lot of quick little screens, in the end zone, red zone. He seems to be a factor when it comes to short yardage situations as well.
Right. I was with you with Claypool and Rojo, but I think it's Myers, and it's just too hard sitting on Michael Thomas with this particular group up here. And with Burkhead, you never know what's going to go on with Bellatrix out there now that Sony Michel just got cleared and is going to be playing. I mean, is it going to be Harris? Is it going to be Sony Michel? How much, with those two in, how much is Burkhead really even going to be in the game, do you think?
Yeah, it might not be enough, to spread around.
There is only so much to go around. It's going to be a tough one. I think Sony Michel in the back is going to screw that. It's starting to look like Harris was really going to take over, but now that Sony Michel's back, who knows? I mean, you never know what Bellatrix is going to do.
Yeah,
never know what's gonna
always
happen.
goes. Some days he'll be running back by committee. Then sometimes he'll have one running back out there, all three downs, and yeah.
He switches it up every single game. How big a sleeper is Kerryon Johnson, or do you think it's all going to be the old man out there this week? So now that Swift is down in Detroit,
I think it's gonna be the old man. You can't
Peterson all
count
day.
out old reliable.
He is. But I don't know. I just think a deep sleeper could be Kerryon. I think he could bust a long one, or they might put him in on the goal line to bust a couple easy ones across. I think that might be a deep sleeper this week, Kerryon Johnson. But you never know.
There are some games where he'll just get that one pass, then 80 yards, he gets a quick little touchdown, boom,
Exactly, and that's
14 points later.
Point. How is Ben better on two broken knees than? I mean, how does he get even better when he's this busted up? That guy is like amazing.
It's amazing, but it's a headache. I have him in my league, and I decided to sit him and put Golf up, and of course, Golf was a stinker up against the Seahawks with the secondary, and he scores 7 points, and Roethlisberger goes off with in a wheelchair with his crutches, and I'm just like, really,
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying. I was like, dude, Ben always seems to put up 4 touchdowns a game until the one game I sub him in, and then that's the game he throws 5 interceptions. It's unbelievable.
The 2 times I've sat Ben was I put Wentz in against I think it was New York when Wentz went for like 2 points or something silly, and that was like his worst game in a long time. And the only other time I benched Ben was against I think it was last week when Goff got like 7 points against. Yeah, it was against the Seahawks. Yeah, the 2 times.
It's almost impossible to pick sometimes. It'll break your heart. But that's why we love fantasy football. How bad is Matt Stafford going to be with the busted up thumb this week? I mean, how viable is he going to be?
I think he's going to be good. They throw like 30, 40 times a game. Even with the busted thumb, he's going to hit something. They're going to be from behind, so they're going to have to throw. A blind raccoon finds a dumpster every once in a while.
That's true. And I mean, it doesn't matter if he's ahead or behind. He's just going to throw it 50 times a game. That's just what he does. But, man, with a hurt thumb, I don't know. The accuracy is always – it's already kind of,
Yeah, it's like I don't know if his accuracy is already there anyway. So it's like, yeah.
Oh, man.
What's the best thumb?
What about if Devonta Adams is a no-go? Who's going to have the bigger game, MVS, Lazard, or Tonyan? Like they said, they're going to try to ease Lazard back in, but – I mean, if Adams is down, they may not have that option. Who do you think has the game out there in Green Bay?
I think Lazard, because even I think when he was out before he got injured, Lazard was just going crazy, popping off. I think Lazard for sure. Scantling obviously was going off when Lazard was off when he was out injured, but I think for sure Lazard is definitely number 2 in Green Bay when he's playing with Adams. So if Adams isn't in, Lazard definitely I think is going to get the bulk.
He could, absolutely. I just know they like to be extra careful out there in Green Bay with their players, and the coaches already said they wanted to ease them in slow. But, yeah, without Adams, they just might not have the choice, and they just might have – because he's by far the best option out there for sure.
Especially with I think they have the number 1 seed in there, or if not, they're like tied for number 1. So they definitely want to keep that number 1 seed now that there's not a 1 and 2. So they're going to want to, I would think, go for everything they can to win the games.
Absolutely, not lose any. And, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a tough one for them anyway out there, so – absolutely. We got Blue Crew. Welcome. We got a half PPR starting Godwin, T. Higgins at wide receiver, Kamara and Zeke at running back, Claypool at flex, sitting Godwin, Kupp, McKissick. Your thoughts? Would you switch any of that up?
Godwin, I maybe would. I like that, honestly. I like that. I think T. Higgins is starting to come around, especially with OBJ out. He's going to be kind of like the second receiver behind Jarvis Landry there. I mean, Higgins for the Browns, right? Or is it Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Okay, so I guess he's behind Boyd. Is Green playing?
If he is, doesn't matter.
Yeah, I thought he was injured. I probably keep
Green. If Green is still on your schedule, just clear a spot and get somebody better. There is somebody better on waivers than AJ Green. He is.
I like that lineup.
The only thing, I mean, I gotta tell you, man, I've about had it with Zeke. I mean, it's almost like a make or break week this week. If he doesn't do it this week, I'm like, I'm about done with that guy. I'm telling you, I would almost think about switching McKissick up for Zeke and just having Zeke on my bench and watch McKissick put up more points than him this week.
Well, yeah, they're going to be playing from behind every single game, so it's going to be hard for them to put up, the ground points for Zeke because he's just not going to have the opportunities. When you're down 20 points, they're not going to, keep feeding you the ball.
And he's just not Zeke this. I mean, he's just not doing it. Their offensive line is terrible out there in Dallas. I mean, it's the second that Dak went down, my quarterback, R.I.P. my man. Oh my God, get better soon. But yeah, as soon as Dak went down, Zeke went down. Like it was just hand in hand. They were over together. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what happened. But yeah, other than that, I definitely like it. And yeah, I think you're looking good. But I'm telling you, I think McKissick might have more points than Zeke this week. But other than that, I mean, do you really ever bench Zeke?
You can't bench Zeke. Yeah.
You got a pick. You've spent you can't. But I'm just saying it could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, put it out there. What's up, Brian Wright? Welcome. Ahmed or AJ Brown, non-PPR. Ahmed, man, even though Breda's been practicing and it looks like he's going to come back and get some playing time, I don't know how much playing time. I'm just worried about him like stealing a few touches on the goal line. But, man, Miami is looking amazing, better and better every game. What do you think about that?
Oh, I totally agree. I was surprised. I did not think Tua was going to be as good as he was in Miami, coming off obviously the injury, then having no preseason, no playing time, then just pop it in there and boop. Oh my gosh. He's been really good.
So who would you put in, Ahmed or AJ Brown?
I think AJ Brown. I'd pick AJ Brown.
Even non-PPR?
Yeah. I think he's more reliable, more consistent over a longer period of time.
Oh man, I think Ahmed might get like 90% of the touches though out there. I mean, if he's holding the ball and he's the only one touching it, I mean, I like him. I like it out there. But yeah, we'll see. There you go, 50-50. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. I'm going with the running back. He's going with the big boy receiver. And here, man, AJ Brown, it is tough to go against him because when he decides to ball out, there's hardly anybody that's better. Have PPR starting Goodwin, Higgins at wide receiver, Kamara, Zeke at running play. Oh, we already got that one in. Same one. Blue Crew, hope you got that handled and hope that helped. Like I said, the Zeke and McKissick thing. But other than that, I think you are golden, ready to go. Who puts up more fantasy points this week in that backfield out there in Washington, McKissick or Gibson?
I think probably Gibson. I think Gibson. I think McKissick's getting more of like the receiving running back role. Gibson, I think, is going to be more of like an every down, one.
I think in standard, it's for sure Gibson. I think at PPR, man, it gets super close. It's almost split down the middle, 50-50.
Yeah.
Just like it was last week. That's tough. Speaking of 50-50, do you think the Seahawks are going to revert to a committee backfield and try to keep Carson healthy for the playoffs?
I don't think so. I think that we're going to be in the run for the number one seed, so you kind of got to put it all on the line because with only being one bye this year, you really have to shoot for that one bye to help your team recover, get game and all that stuff. I really think they're going to push Carson, especially I think they've been kind of easing him back into it and not as rush. I don't think they've rushed him. They've been pretty, from what I understand, he's always been questionable the past 2 weeks. So I think they're kind of just letting it come up and then they're going to throw him to the fire.
I really needed him, and I've been dying without him on my team. But as a Seahawk fan, I really didn't want him to push it in because that's a sprain in the middle of your foot. You're pushing off on that every time. So the second you bust that, you break your foot, you're done. You're gone for the whole season. So I'm really glad they didn't try to rush him back with that, and they're taking it nice and slow. But I'm definitely going to welcome him back this week because we need him. Oh my God, we need him. What about Joff? Is he even playable? I mean, does he deserve a spot on anybody's roster anymore?
I dropped him last week or this week. I dropped him. Yeah, he's gone.
I mean, if you can't score on the Seahawks, isn't that pretty much game
over?
That's
what I thought. I was like, if you're the worst defense in history and you can't score on them, you're done.
That's pretty much that. That is definitely pretty much that. Who do you think is going to be the highest scoring rookie receiver this week?
Probably Burrow.
Burrow?
Yeah.
No, receiver.
Oh, you said receiver. Oh,
yeah.
highest. Probably Claypool.
Not even the quarterback because I got Hubert going in the. What's that?
I'm going to say Claypool.
Claypool, yeah, that's where I'm kind of at too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think CeeDee Lamb could actually have a week this week. I kind of think he might bust out this week and be a big point earner. But I'm going Claypool for
Is
sure.
Dalton back in Dallas?
Yeah, Dalton's playing this
Well,
week.
then he could have a big game because
That's what I'm
Dalton,
saying.
he's like pretty much like almost a starter without being a starter in the league. He probably could have a starting job if the stars aligned.
Exactly. And I mean, he kind of shit the bed when he came out for his first game, but you can't crush his whole career on one bad game. I mean, he came out his first game. Now he's had a little bit of time to work with it, and he's been back there and taking snaps, and I think he'll be a lot better. So,
yeah,
absolutely. Which Rams wide receiver do you think is going to put up the most fantasy points this week?
See, people want to think Reynolds because he had the big game last week or the week before, or whatever it was. I think Kupp. I like. Was that?
I called that, by the way, on here.
I like Cooper Kupp. He's a local boy, Washington bred, and also he's pretty consistent there. Golf seems to like to go to him in big situations compared to.
He does. But he's dropped so many passes. It's like just those fingertips of concrete. It's like, man, I think it's going to be Kupp too, but I just really hope he starts catching the ball, man. I mean, I hope he doesn't, but
last season he was. He had a huge year last year, but he wasn't dropping as many balls last year, though.
Really? Oh, what's up, Jake R? Hey, guys, thanks for helping me out last week. Duke Johnson or Giovanni Bernard in full PPR? Let you go first on this one. Who do you think, Duke Johnson or Giovanni, full PPR?
PPR, Giovanni Bernard for sure. He go, obviously the passing down back, but is Mixon out still? I know he's out last year. I think for sure Giovanni Bernard because he's going to get the 1, 2, and 3 downs, and every check down he's getting it for sure.
Duke Johnson's got the backfield to himself now too. David's out, so
yeah, but I think the Bengals have a better chance of being ahead or being competitive than Houston does. I think Houston's gonna be playing from behind. More than the Bengals probably will be.
I was thinking that too, but I was one of the people. Everybody else was going crazy about Duke Johnson last week, and I was like, maybe. But this week, I mean, Belichick's going to be trying to shut Fuller down. So, I mean, who's going to be left really? I mean, Cooks, I guess. But I mean, that plays out well for Duke Johnson. I think that helps out.
Yeah,
it's going to be a close one, but I mean, you're right. I mean, with the PPR and the passing, Giovanni Bernard, but I don't know. I just got a little tingle that something's telling me that actually this week it's going to be Duke Johnson. I think Duke Johnson's going to do it.
You picked Reynolds last week.
So. See you, buddy. What's that?
You picked Reynolds last week, so you're probably right this week about Duke Johnson.
You never know. You never know. Fantasy, anything can happen. It just gets crazy. Who's going to have a better game this week, Rojo or Fournette?
Rojo.
I agree with you there. I think Rojo's going to do it. I don't think either one of them are going to have a great game, but I think Rojo will have the better game and more fantasy points.
For sure.
Over under on Tom Brady this week. You think he's going to have more or less than 20 fantasy points, full PPR?
Under. I think he's going to be under.
I think he's going to be under too. I think it's a rough week for Tom Brady, and if you have another option, you might even think about sitting Tom Brady this week. He's going to have a tough game this week. Who's going to have more points, Evans or Godwin?
I think Evans. He's been a pretty big target in the end zone. Granted, he hasn't caught a lot of them, or they've not gone his way. But he's definitely been the red zone target. I think he has the most red zone targets of any wide receiver in the past 2 years. I think something like that.
That's unbelievable. And I think he's in like the top 2 for touchdowns for receivers this year. I mean, it's amazing. So can't be mad at Mike Evans, but it's like if he doesn't get those, it's tough. I got to tell you, I have Mike Evans on my team, and I actually have Mike Evans benched this week.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's not easy, but I don't know. I just think he might get shut down, especially if they put Ramsey on him. I mean, what's he going to do if he's got Ramsey all over him? Ramsey shut every receiver there is down this year.
Yeah.
So I just don't think there's a lot of upside for Mike Evans this week. So I actually have him on my bench. But who's got over under on Kalen Ballage, who just is somehow a thing again? So what's going on with Kalen Ballage? And do you think he scores more or less than 15.5 points this week?
Ooh, 15.5. That's like right there.
I said these myself, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. I have to say probably under. I probably have to go under 50. Man, it's so tough. It's so tough.
He's been getting better and better every week, and they just said he's going to be the number one workhorse this week, and they're playing the Jets.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Above, over. I didn't know it was the Jets for sure. Anybody that's playing the Jets over.
The Jets have a little bit tougher run defense and actually defense than people give them credit for. I mean, their offense is awful, but their defense, I mean, they get ran on a lot. They get points put up on them, but I mean, that's just because the offense puts up nothing, and then by the end of the game, they're just gassed when the offense goes 3 and out all the time. But I don't know if you have, if you Falco's coming in this week, and he looked pretty good last week, and if he can hold it down, that defense gets better when they're not on the field the entire game. But yeah, I agree. I think it's 15 and a half, I do believe is right there, but I think he etches into 16, 17 territory. We got Jake R. asking Mike Evans or Amari Cooper for the full PPR.
Amari Cooper, they're going to be playing from behind, and they're going to be throwing a lot over in Dallas. I think Amari Cooper's going to get a bulk of the targets over there anyways in Dallas, so I think he's definitely going to be.
That seems to be Dylan's favorite target out there. I mean, he seems to really like going to him. I mean, the few passes that he was throwing, a lot of them were going Amari Cooper's way, and they seem to have a little bit of a connection, and they've had a few more weeks to kind of get that connection on point. So yeah, I'm with you. I'm Amari Cooper all day with that one. I like that one. I like it. Oh, man, who's the highest scoring New England running back this week? So who do you think? Is it going to be Harris? Is it going to be Sony Michel? Is it going to be Burkhead? Who's going to hit?
I think it'll be Harris. I don't think Sony Michel's going to get the bulk of the carries coming back, kind of like, ease him in. And it's going to be running back by committee, and they usually put the hot hand. And Harris has been running with a little more aggression, obviously, with everything that happened to him. I think he's gonna have a majority of the backfield.
I think that's the obvious answer. I think that's what everybody says, and I think for that reason alone, Belichick comes in and just runs Sony Michel to death. You're healthy, here we go, and just gives them 90% of the carries, and it's a Sony Michel day. I think it's absolutely crazy.
I hope so.
It'll go nuts. They're crazy out there. Oh, do you have a link for our fantasy football? It should. Doesn't it just email you? Check your email. It should have a thing for you to go to for that. Check your email, and it should just automatically, since you were in it last week, it should automatically just send you another thing, and you should be able to link up through the email. But let me know if you can't, and we'll get that to you, Jake. And I don't know if you heard me earlier, but Andy went 10 for 13, you went 9 for 13, and I went 8 for 13 on the calls for the week. And then you and Andy went 3 for 5 in the micro picks, you and JD, me and JD went 4 for 5. Or no, was it the other way? Maybe it was me and you. Yeah, me and Jake went 4 for 5 in the micro picks, and JD and Andy went 3 for 5 in the micro picks. So good job this week, Jake Cruz. Nicely done. Who
won that last week?
Last week in our actual league? Let's see here. Okay, let's see. How do I get back to the first week? This is my first year doing any of this stuff, so I don't even know how to get around in this one. But where's week 1? 12 games.
Was last week the first week?
Oh, well, we kind of did actually, I think I have it written down. I can find it. We actually did a 0 week. It wasn't even a league yet. We just kind of all did one. So there's kind of a 0 week. But last week was the official first week, yeah. So let me see. The stream. Might have to give me a second to get back to that. That's football. I don't know where I gotta find it. But yeah, I have all that written down and I'm keeping it down. Oh, here we go. This should be it right here. Let's see. So week 1. Oh, that's why you're asking.
Oh,
fuck. I just went through all that for that. You suck. The man right here held it down. So yeah, it was Snafu, our co-host last week, who crushed everybody by 20, 50 points, whatever it was. And our co-host this week who won it again. So yeah, we got the Fab superstars on here. So anybody who has any Fab questions, these are the boys to talk to. Again, this is my first year ever doing it, my first 2 weeks ever doing it. So yeah,
that was my first time ever doing that daily or weekly.
Was it?
Ever? Yeah, very first time ever doing that.
Yeah, that's the way to come in like that. Then that's pretty tight.
It was fun. I think definitely I want to do more of that going forward, like next season. It's definitely fun.
Yeah, I might even do 2 leagues next year and have one of them do that because that is a pretty good time. Even though I suck at it, it's still fun.
I did a really cool fantasy league this year, a pick'em league, where you have a sudden death where you can lose 2 times per the year, and then obviously you have the pick'ems every week, and that's really fun. It's every week the top guy gets part of the prize, and then the top 10 at the end of the year. But it's like 100 people in the pick'em league. The top 10.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something like that with our league too. Just all the guys that are in our regular league actually doing a guillotine league. That seems pretty cool. So like maybe we do our regular league and then we all throw like $50 in a guillotine league and just you play and everybody like who you play every week and the bottom team every week gets dropped out. So last man standing gets the prize pool.
Ooh,
whoever has the least amount of points, that team goes. So if you have a bad week,
you could have won like 5 in a row, then it's like, oh man.
Yep, exactly. So that sounds like a lot of fun. So I think we might do, for sure, we're going to do those 2 leagues. And then, they have like this thing called the Vampire League that sounds pretty interesting too. So.
And can you pick any player you want? It's like a weekly fantasy where you pick anybody you want and then the bottom person's out.
No. It's like you draft your team just like we do. And then you play basically. So we'll be doing 2 drafts. You draft your team and you just play like we do every week. And then smallest points, they're gone. So
you're not playing against each other.
Set it up like that to do a weekly, kind of like what we're doing now. And then the worst person's out. Might be able to do something like that because that'd be kind of more fair for a guillotine league anyway. We'll have to talk about it. We'll discuss. Get on my level. Welcome. Just made an amazing trade. I'll be the judge of that. Did Claypool for Boyd and Thomas. Should I start Boyd or Thomas? Did Claypool for Boyd and Thomas. Okay, I will give you an A+ for that.
That is a very good trade.
Well done. That is absolutely amazing. Who do you start this week, Boyd or Michael Thomas? Man, Michael Thomas is just scary, especially with them talking about Taysom having to start.
Yeah, I definitely think so too.
I mean, Burrow's kind of killing it. He's crushing it this year.
Yeah, I definitely say Boyd just because, Thomas over there is coming off the injury, kind of having issues over there too. In New Orleans, getting some fights. Who knows what's going on really over there? I don't think Taysom Hill's accuracy is going to be as much. The consistency between them on routes, I definitely think Boyd's going to be getting more targets, more chance of them playing from behind. Also, they're going to be throwing more. I think.
It's so hard to ever say sit Michael Thomas for anything, but I mean, if Breeze couldn't get it to him, then what's Hill going to do? So
exactly.
Absolutely. And Burrow's playing out of his mind. He's playing Washington. I mean, they have some pretty tough DBs out there, but I like Boyd in this situation a lot better. I always go with a more solid quarterback that's going to be able to get you the ball.
Yep.
So I actually like Boyd in that situation. Our man Jake Cruz out there, fellow Miami fan. Already picked your team, just lost the link, need to check your email. Yep, definitely check that, and it should be on there. Let me know if it didn't get there. Came in third. I want to say Allen won. No, it was my man on stream actually won it. He made me go through all that just so he could get the hype and the credit, which I would too if I won it. Why not? That's what being a champ's all about. Oh, Wilson is a bum. Screwed me. Oh, man. Yeah, Wilson, he did not have his best game. He actually had, I believe, his worst game this year. But, win's a win in the FFL, and Pete Carroll had seen enough, and he decided he was going to go back to his running game because that's what wins football games. So you got to do what you got to do to get back on track. So you can't be mad.
There wasn't 3 turnovers, so, you can't complain.
Definitely. Let me see. Can I get the link from here? I might have to get the link later and put it in your thing because I am super computer illiterate and I don't even know. Like this, my link, it just says push it. So I don't even know where I'd go to get the actual link for this. Oh, wait. No, that's live. Yeah, I don't even know where I'd get the link for this. Unless I can do this. Let me try this. No, because that'll be on my team. You could switch my team out with that link. We're not doing that one. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. We'll switch it up, and I'll try to figure that out for you, Jay Cruz. Oh man! So we got who are you going to start, Brady or Cam this week?
Brady. Cam's been way too inconsistent, I think, over there. Yeah, I definitely – and accuracy obviously isn't there with him. I'm going to have to go Brady.
And DBs, though, I mean, Brady can't throw it downfield, and those DBs been shutting people down. But, man, he does have so many weapons. I think I got to go with Brady on that one, too. But I think it might be pretty close.
Yeah.
What about Matty Ice or Aaron Rodgers? Who you starting?
Aaron Rodgers. But it's going to come down to game time decision, I think. If they aren't starting Lazard or Adams, I think Matty Ice is the way to go. But if you got the stars over at Green Bay, then Aaron Rodgers can have too many weapons, I think.
Jay Cruz says I'd do it too. If I set up my personal league, my team would be all messed up. All $10 players across the board would be messed up. That would be screwed. Oh, man. Hunt or Gurley this week? Who do you think puts up more fantasy points?
Hunt, and I hope Hunt too, because he's my starter.
He's got fingers crossed. I went back and forth on that one. I mean, that's almost literally a flip him and pick him.
It almost feels like Hunt's better with Chubb.
There's no thing. It is 100%. The facts show it.
I was starting him every week when he was by him, when he was out, and I'm like, oh, he's gonna just crush it. He's gonna get 20 points, and then it's like 5 points, 6 points. Like it's like really.
He was miserable without him keying in on Chubb. He does way better in a committee, which is something I've never really seen before, but it just seems to work out that way. Who's going to be the better running back out there for Denver? That's just a complete dumpster fire. But who's going to put up more points, Lindsey or Gordon?
I definitely think probably Gordon. I think Gordon for sure. I think you paid him a little bit of money, and he obviously I think is a little more. He's going to get the goal line carries too compared to Lindsey. I think Gordon probably gets more.
And he's more involved in the passing game for sure. I mean, Lindsey, they're not using him for the passing game at all, but. Lindsey's the way better running back. He's way more explosive, and like when he's healthy, I'm Lindsey all day long. But I mean, he's been dealing with concussions, and now his foot's messed up, and now his hand might be hurt. So he's so beat up that I don't even know why they're playing him. I mean, they just need to let Gordon run with it and let Lindsey heal up. It's too much. I mean, you're going to need that guy down the stretch. What are they doing? They're not really going to be playing for anything, I guess, at this point. So. But still, why not? That's even more of a reason to let him heal up, I would think.
Yeah.
If you had your choice, who would you go with, Joe Burrow or Big Ben this week?
Man, I can't go against Big Ben now. He's just like he's in a wheelchair and he's still putting up numbers. I think Big Ben. He has too many weapons too. Claypool, Juju, Johnson, like Washington. They got everybody there. Connor.
Oh, we got Jay Cruz talking about starting Miami defense in both leagues. I mean, that's never a bad thing. Miami defense has been tearing people up. I mean, everybody. The Seahawks barely got by Miami. I mean, Miami is definitely getting better. And I've been telling everybody, 3 years they're going to the bowl. I mean, between this year and next year, they had 11 first and second round draft picks. I mean, they're going to put together a squad, get gelled up by the third year, and they're going to the bowl. I mean, people don't know, but you heard it here first last year. It's been happening, and it's happening right before our eyes. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Who's got most points this week for the Raiders receivers? Do you think it's not include no Waller? Is it going to be Aguilar, Renfro, Ruggs? I mean, who's gonna be the best next receiver out there in LA?
I think Renfro. Ruggs, I think, is kind of like a hit or miss. He's either going to get you 2 touchdowns, 150 yards, or he's going to get you a couple catches for 15 yards. I definitely think Renfro, more consistency, I think, definitely for sure.
He's definitely got the best. He's got the lower floor and the more consistency. Aguilar's got a better chance, I think, of catching a touchdown, but he absolutely needs a touchdown to be even a factor. So if he can get it, definitely going to be Aguilar. But, yeah, I agree with you. I like that one. What about Mike Davis or James Conner? Who do you got?
That's a tough one. That's a real tough one.
I like it. I'm stumping one of the masters. It feels good.
Yeah, I'd probably say I think Mike Davis, just because the way he's been involved and when Christian McCaffrey's been injured, I think there's way more opportunities for him to score, get yards. Connor's just kind of like, if they're ahead, Connor's gonna get a lot of points, but I don't see that. I see Pittsburgh throwing a lot more than running. I feel like over in Carolina, Mike Davis is gonna get a lot more screen, check downs. He's gonna get all the goal line work, obviously.
I definitely believe it. I mean, yeah, they're going to run all over Detroit. I think Mike Davis is definitely the way to go. Did I say LA? You already know I meant Vegas. Did I not say LV? I thought I said LV, but I might have said LA. You start getting up here and the adrenaline gets going. You start talking all fast, and you definitely get a slip up or two. So good catch. But, of course, we meant Vegas talking about those receivers. Absolutely. Oh, man, yeah, Mike Davis. Man, James Conner, man, I need him to have a big game. I hope he has a get-right game. But, I mean, I just think Mike Davis, yeah, I think he's going to go nuts on Detroit this week, and I definitely think he has the bigger game.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Who puts up more points this week? Lindsay, who had .02 last week versus the Finns, or Jonathan Taylor versus Green Bay this week? Last week he had 5.7. So Lindsay had .02 last week, and this week he goes up against the Finns. And this week Taylor goes up against Green Bay. He had just over 5.5. Who outscores who this week?
I think Taylor's going to outscore Lindsay. I think as Lindsay, he could go any play. He could go out with a concussion or something. He's so tiny. And Taylor's, I think, he's getting a little more involved than he was been. I definitely think he scored more than Lindsay.
I mean, it's so tough out there. We never know. They might freaking turn it around, and all of a sudden this is the week that Jonathan Taylor busts out and he becomes the number one running back in Indy. Like, everybody's just giving up, like, because Hines had a good week last week. Oh, Nyheim Hines. Like, everybody chases points so bad in fantasy. It's like, dude, yeah, just because he had a big week last week does not mean he's going to be the one this week. He could, but it could just as easily be Taylor. It seems like they really want to get him going out there in Indy. So
what's crazy, Hines had, I think, 90% of the snaps, which was insane for having like three running back committee usually.
He was the one on fire, so they just kept feeding him. Yeah. Absolutely. But I mean, that just because what I'm saying is just because they did it last week doesn't by any means mean that's what they're going to do this week.
Yeah.
I mean, they could definitely switch up. So it's a gross situation out there. But yeah, I still for some reason haven't given up on Jonathan Taylor. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I just can't because I thought he was going to be my man this year, but I don't know. So you think it's more likely than not that Alan Lazard plays this week?
I think so. I think they need him. They're playing for the pristine spot in each, the NFC. So I think definitely they're going to be playing him if they can.
We got Jake Cruz said he's sitting Devonta Parker for more. Is that a mistake? I think so. I would play that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I definitely think Devonta Parker, like, even though he hasn't put up as much numbers like last season, as much as early in the season, he is an amazing receiver, super fast, the route running. When he had, it was like 3 seasons ago, there was a stretch where he was like the best receiver in fantasy football for, I think, like 9 games. He definitely has the talent to be the guy.
Yeah, I think I would definitely go Parker over Moore for sure. Absolutely. Oh, what's up? Jesus Lopez. We got Antonio Gibson or James Conner. Who do you like in that situation? Is that PPR or standard? PPR, I think I like Gibson. Standard, I think I like Conner.
I just say the same thing. If it's PPR, Gibson, standard, Conner, he's going to be getting the goal line work. Nothing. He's not going to get a lot of yards receiving with all those receivers there.
Yeah, he says it's PPR, so yeah, definitely. I think I would go with Gibson. Man, Alex Smith is looking better and better every week out there. And I think, like I said, I think he hasn't thrown a touchdown yet. I think he throws 3 this week. And I think Gibson's absolutely going to be at least one of those. So definitely I would go with Gibson. James Conner, man, they're just not using him. I don't know what it is. You got Mike Thomas finally talking about they do want to start using him and they need to get him involved, but they're just not doing it. And at this point, until I see it, I'm from Missouri. I'm from the show me state. I don't believe you. Show me. Which Brown scores more? Which Brown is going to have more points this week? Is it going to be A.J. Brown versus the Rams or Antonio Brown versus Baltimore?
A.J. Brown for sure. I I don't think Antonio Brown is going to end up working out as they think. There's just too many people. They don't have I don't think they have the connection. And obviously, there's been some issues that have come up. I definitely think AJ for sure.
I like AJ Brown as well. Absolutely, I'm with you on that one. Who's going to score more, T. Hill or Kelsey this week versus the Raiders?
Kelsey.
Really?
I think so. I don't know. I've checked. I don't even know what they rank against tight ends. But Kelsey I think has been more consistent than Hill. Hill obviously is going to have the big plays, but Kelsey's the if I'm in trouble, I'm throwing to Kelsey in the middle of the field and in the end zone too.
Nice. I like that. Oh, last one. Who's going to have a bigger game, David Carr or Matty Ice? David Carr versus the KC, or is Matty Ice versus New Orleans? Who's going to have a bigger game this week?
The Derek Carr? Or is it Derek Carr?
David Carr or Matty Ice?
I think Carr. I think, yeah. Is Ridley still out over in Atlanta, right?
I don't know about that. I think there's a chance that he actually plays this week.
Okay, so I think if Ridley's playing, I'd go Matty Ice, but if he's not playing, then I would go Carr.
Nice. There you go. What's up, Jake Cruz, if you're still out there? And then we'll have our guest host fill it in as well. I've been doing we always do the picks on who we think's going to have the better picks. The games of the week, pick those. We'll do those. And then we do micro games. I take the 5 games that I think are the hardest to call, and we pick who you think's going to be the biggest one. So we'll get yours in there real quick. Let's see. All right. Who do you think's going to win out of Washington, Cincinnati?
Cincinnati.
Who do you think's going to win out of Atlanta, New Orleans?
New Orleans.
And Detroit, Carolina.
Carolina.
And Green Bay, Indianapolis.
Green Bay.
And Rams versus Bucks.
Rams.
There it is. And Jake, if you hear this out there, same thing. Washington versus Cincinnati, Atlanta versus New Orleans, Detroit versus Carolina, Green Bay versus Indy, and the Rams versus the Bucks for the micro game. And then let's see, we'll get you in for, who do you have Cincinnati versus Chicago?
Chicago.
Wait, isn't Cincinnati playing Washington this week?
I thought you just said Cincinnati versus Washington. That's what's kind of, yeah.
Yeah. I'll make sure we have that.
Cincinnati then.
Atlanta versus New Orleans. Who'd you have?
I had New Orleans. I had Cincinnati over Washington.
Right. Yeah, I'll get that. I don't know how that switched up. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville.
Pittsburgh.
Philadelphia, Cleveland.
Cleveland.
Detroit, Carolina.
Carolina.
Oh, come back here. Carolina. And Tennessee, Baltimore.
Tennessee.
Ooh, really? Nice. I like that. I need Tannehill to have a game, I'll tell you what. Miami or Denver?
Miami.
I love it. I love Miami. People are picking Miami again, Jake. Let's go New Jersey, or the Jets or LA Chargers.
LA.
Let's see, Green Bay, Indy. You had Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay.
And Dallas versus Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. And KC, Vegas.
KC.
Of course. And I can't remember, Rams or Bucks.
Rams.
Boom, there it is, folks. That'll be our guest host. We'll be taking Andy's spot. Andy will get his in. He always gets his in to me before the game. And I'm going to go Cincinnati, Chicago. I'm going to say, that's Washington again. God damn, why did I do that? So Cincinnati, Washington, we're going to go Cincinnati. And then we're going to go Atlanta. Pittsburgh, Jacksonville. We're going to go Pitt. New England, Houston. We're going to go Houston. Philadelphia, Cleveland. I'm going to go Cleveland. Detroit, Carolina. Going Carolina. Tennessee, Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore. I like the fact that you picked Tennessee, though. Come on, Tannehill.
Yeah.
Miami versus Denver. I'm going Miami, of course. Of course, we're going the Chargers. Green Bay versus Indy. That's going to be a hell of a game. I almost want to pick Indy in that one. But let's go.
It's a coin flip. I really think so. But I think if Lazard is there, it just comes down to it could be a game time decision if you could wait last minute. I think it just comes down to what receivers are playing for Green Bay.
How close a game do you think the Kansas City-Vegas game is?
I don't think it's going to be that close. I think it was a fluke when they first won. They're going to have so much time to kind of, go into the game and see film and see what they did wrong. And, Andy Reid's a guru. He's going to figure out what they did and fix it. And boom, they'll crush them.
And then Kelsey's going to come out and score 3 touchdowns. I love it.
I hope so. He's my tight end in my one league I'm playing.
Me too. I got Minnesota, Dallas. I got Minnesota over Dallas. I got KC over Vegas, and I've got the Rams over the Bucks. So yeah, let's see if we have it. And let's see, is Jake out there? Did he get his in there? If not, just put him in Hangout. Oh yeah, we got it right here. Can you do me a favor and read those off to me?
Cincinnati.
Hold on 1 sec though. Let's see. Oh, sorry about that. All right, starts out with Cincinnati.
Saints. Carolina. Green Bay.
Okay.
And the Bucks.
Nice. For the micro league, perfect. Got you guys both down on that. Get it in. Oh man, for the micro league, I will go. Man, you know what? I'm gonna go Washington for the micro league. Washington, and I'm gonna go Atlanta, and I'm gonna go Carolina. And I'm going to go, oh boy, I should go Indy right here too, but I'm still going Green Bay. And I'll take Tampa Bay. All right, you got it on film. We're in there. We're cleared. Everybody knows that's what we get it in. Jake, if you want to, did he put the real one up? All right, one more time. I'll just write this down here. Can you read those off to me real quick?
Yeah, we got Cincinnati. We got the Saints. We got Pittsburgh. The Browns. Carolina. Baltimore. Miami. LA.
LA Rams? Or
It
no,
just says LA.
LA Chargers. Okay, I got it. That's good.
Minnesota. Raiders. Bucks. And Green Bay.
Perfect. Got you in there, Jake. You're dialed in. Got it in. Oh, a couple of questions in. Noah, welcome. Start Robbie Anderson or Gio in the flex. That's Gio for me all day.
Gio, 100% Gio.
Yeah, that's not even close. Gio all day. That's an easy one. Get it in there and get that win this weekend. We wish you luck, Noah. Oh, man. What's going on? Oh, boom. Have any wild predictions for the week? If you had one crazy wild prediction you had to make, what would it be? Like I said, I think Alex Smith hasn't thrown a touchdown all year. I said he's not going to throw not one, not two, but he's going to throw 3 touchdowns tomorrow. What's your wild prediction for the week?
Ooh, for the week.
You're welcome, bud.
Definitely think Tua is going to throw 5 touchdowns.
I love to hear that. My man Tua all day. I said he was going to throw 3 last week, and Andy caught me. He said he was only going to throw 2, and he only threw 2, but I love it. Tua for 5. Oh, love that. Love that. Let's get it in. We need you to have an excellent big game. Big game. Jake Cruz loves that one too. He's a fellow Miami fan. We're going to get it in. So that's going to do it for us. We want to thank everybody that stops in here and checks us out. We want to thank our guest host being on here. The band are absolutely making it happen and making this a much better stream today. So thanks for coming on. We'll definitely try to get you back on here again and talk some more fantasy football.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So everybody out there, wish you the best of luck. Make sure you check your teams. Make sure you got everybody set the best you can do, and good luck on those games. Let's get some wins in. And after that, everybody out there, be easy this weekend. Take care.